Wake Up Jacob, High Value Hebrew, and I'm your host, Robert E. Reed. And I'm going to show this video. I want to share this video with you. Take a look at it because the society that we live in, our women, man, it's just, it's what type, what is our society? What are they creating? What type of women are they creating in this society? And I think I like this take that this particular young woman brought out.
We've created a generation of narcissistic women. And what's happened is the rise of social media and the rise of online dating and the rise of feminism has taught women that they are not to blame for any poor choices. Every poor choice is glamorized. So if you want to be a sex worker, it's great. If you want to post in bikini pictures online, it's fine. If you want to be with it, every poor choice is glamorized. And every internal reflection is seen as gaslighting yourself. So they've even got terms for internal reflection to prevent it happening. And so what will happen is they are trained to not reflect on themselves because we've been told we've been oppressed for so many years. Now it's time to make sure we project. And so we don't take any accountability. And as a result, when we get into relationships, if we don't feel completely soothed all the time, he must be a narcissist. He must be a manipulator. He must be gaslighting. He, rather than I. And unfortunately, we've got an online market that caters to that wounded woman, that caters.
She's on to something. She's on to something. It's he. It's always the man's fault. If you notice a lot of these arguments, it's always the man's fault. I know on the flip side, they're going to say that we say it's always the women's fault. But remember, for years and years and years, men didn't even have a voice in this space. Okay. We just now, over the last maybe 10 years, have what's commonly called now as the manosphere. This is a very recent phenomenon. You look at the 70s, where this whole sexual liberation has started, and you have the 80s and 90s, all the talk shows, your Sally Jesse Raphaels and your Ricky Lakes, and on, and the Oprahs, and on and on and on and on, where it was very female centric. And so now that men are starting to, speak up and speak their mind and say the things that they want, or talk about their preferences, or talk about their issues, the modern woman today has a huge problem with that. And with that comes all these particular buzzwords: narcissistic, toxic masculinity, misogyny, and all that. Just all these, they just love to just throw around. But it's all to deflect and avoid accountability.
To that entitled woman and caters to that narcissistic woman. And it's so wild to me that so many women talk about narcissism, but the society today is just catering to narcissistic women. If I post a picture online, a bikini picture online, there's nothing my husband can do that could compete with that level of accolade. Impossible.
The compliments, the attention, the messaging, the "you're so sexy and beautiful," and all these different things from thousands or potentially millions of men
around the world
who have money and all these things.
Yeah, and there's nothing he can do. He can't post online and get the same reaction. And more so, he can't give me the same level of validation. So what's happened is we've created a setup in society that means men have to compete with a level of validation they can't compete with. We've created a generation of narcissistic women.
Absolutely crazy, guys. Absolutely crazy. And guys can't compete with that. You can't compete with social media. Social media has created monsters. Social media just created monsters. That's just how it is. There's really no undoing it. I mean, people have to actually unplug, but I don't see women doing it. I don't see them doing it, giving up, because that dopamine hit, that attention, okay, that time, throwing OnlyFans, the money, you can't compete with it. It is just, this is going to have to come to its full conclusion. Being of the faith, I know what that end looks like, but I'll save that for another time. But yeah, it's just a nation of degeneracy, because I mean, look at what they can do. They can take their sexuality and monetize it. They can get the likes and the little hearts and the little mentions and all that, and then you get this echo chamber of women saying that no matter what choices or decisions that they make, it's okay. It's okay. It's empowering. It's great. As the lady said in the TikTok, it's glamorized, and so it's just creating absolute narcissistic, egocentric monsters out there. It is what it is. It's what's happening out there. It is what is happening in real time in our society right now. Hey, what can I say, gentlemen? You got to leave modern women alone, because there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. Absolute. They said it. I'm gonna leave it alone. They said it. I'm just leaving it alone. Those are just my observations. I'll see you guys on the next one. High Value Hebrew.